I think there's a misconception that just because I'm a nutritionist and I show a lot of the foods that I eat on this channel, that there is a misconception that I must be eating healthy all the time and not enjoying my food. So in this video, I'm going to share what I had to show you that you can balance your diet and not have to give up your favorite foods. Admittedly, this isn't what I would normally have during a weekend, although in general my weekends are more relaxed. And the reason for that is because this video shows what I had on a trip to London when I went to meet up with a friend and an ex-colleague when I worked in London as a midwife. The Saturday trip started off pretty relaxed because I left early with the whole purpose of having breakfast at a cafe just by the station. In the cafe, I ordered a brown or wholemeal toasted egg and bacon sandwich, and the guy who took my order asked me whether I wanted any sauce or not, and I specifically said no, namely because I knew that the brown bread will help keep my energy levels a lot more stable from the morning right up to the time that I would have been able to get anything to eat with my friend. And also I did not want any sweet sauce that will give me a sugar rush and then drop my energy levels just when I need it. But as you can see, my order didn't get communicated to the chef, and I got a toasted white bread and lots of sauce in my sandwich. I finally caught up with my friend and we had a great time chatting with each other. I hadn't seen her since I moved to Hampshire, and I did have 2 gin and tonics while we were chatting. For my dinner, I had ginger beef with jasmine rice and a glass of wine. We also shared some side dishes, but I really couldn't eat that much because in the week I'd had a tooth extraction and it had only been a few days, and I couldn't really chew my food as well as I wanted to, and that took a bit of fun out of having dinner with my friend. After dinner, we went back to the pub and had another round of drinks, and because I'm not really used to drinking as much as I used to, I really did not want to go back to my daughter's place more drunk or inebriated than I really wanted to. On the Sunday morning, my daughter made us some coffee and we had a leisurely time just catching up. Then we went for a leisurely breakfast at a cafe nearby where she lived. This was one of their menu breakfasts, and I'm not a fan of baked beans, so I asked them to replace the beans with black pudding instead. It was going to be a long day for me, so I had another coffee, which was a mocha. My daughter and I don't get to see each other as much as I'd like, so when she asked me to make some pancit, which is Filipino noodles, I knew I had to oblige. As you can see, I made a lot, and this is because this is her food prepping for the week. As I wanted to spend as much time as possible with my daughter, I knew I would be going back to Surrey late in the evening, and it would have been too late to have dinner by the time I got back, so I had a bowl of the pancit before I made my journey back home. I got back shortly after 9 p.m, and so all I had was a cup of peppermint tea and a glass of water. I knew that because I'd had dinner, or an early dinner before I left my daughter's, that if I didn't have something else to eat, I would be waking up in the middle of the night, feeling hungry, and would find it a lot harder to get back to sleep again. So I had some of this snack. I know it's a sweet snack, but as it was made of coconut flakes and nuts and seeds, I knew that it would provide me with enough energy from the fibre to help me sleep through the night. And I did sleep well that night, and I think that's probably to do with the fact that I've been a lot busier that weekend than I normally would. As you can see, that weekend my diet was pretty relaxed, and this is what's really important when it comes to your menopause diet, and not have to worry about giving up your favorite foods. I believe in the 80-20 rule, whereby you eat healthy 80% of the time, and for the other 20% you can relax your diet a bit more, and this means the occasional treat, the occasional glass of alcoholic drink. And nowadays I tend not to have anything during the week, namely because it doesn't feel as good as it used to, and I need to be able to function through the day, so I would save drinking alcohol to the weekend. Being too rigid with your menopause diet tend to make you crave those foods that you really like eating, and unfortunately when you do get the chance to eat the foods that you like eating, you may end up overindulging, and then you'll get the consequences or having your hot flushes and mood fluctuations triggered. So it's important to know that you don't have to give up your favorite foods. It's a case of having balance in your menopause diet. Now, if you're finding it harder to get restful sleep since being in perimenopause or menopause, here's a video that may help you.